If you've ever run a business, you may know how demanding the accounting part of businesses are, how easy it is to lose track of invoices and for your business to get a bit disorganized. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to use a really cool software called Freshbooks. Freshbooks is an accounting software for small businesses. It lets you create invoices. It can help you track expenses as well as purchase orders, payroll integrations, and a bunch of other different kinds of accounting processes of a business. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to use the invoice part, how to add a new client, and how to send that invoice to this set client. I'm gonna make my face disappear so you can see my screen a bit better. I've already logged in on a FreshBooks free account. I'm gonna take you through the setup process for you to get a better idea of how to set up your business using FreshBooks. It asks us our name, our last name, where are we located, our phone number, and where did we hear about the FreshBooks service. On the next part, we can specify our company's name. Is not mandatory, but it's better if we do it in this step right here. I'm just gonna call it Pepe. It's a fictional business, of course. Let's say we're in the construction field. You can specify which part of the life cycle of your business is taking place. Let's say it has been part-time or supplementing my main income. You can specify how much money or how much revenue your business gets this year. You can specify different types of currencies. For example, if I want to use the Colombian peso, I can specify a specific amount. This is a made-up amount, of course, once again. You can specify how quick the services your business does are. For example, if it's real time, if it takes less than a week, more than a week, or more than a month. Since our business is construction, trades, and home services, let's click on more than a month. And you can also specify what currently you use to bill your customers. If you use pen and paper, some spreadsheets, if you don't use anything, or some accounting software. Let's say we use spreadsheets and Word documents. And finally, FreshBooks asks us how customized our offerings are for customers. Let's say that they stay more or less the same, and let's save and finish. FreshBooks is going to take a couple of seconds to create our dashboard. And right here, this is the homepage of FreshBooks. On the left, we have the different tabs that we can access using FreshBooks. We're on the dashboard right now. We're going to go to the Clients tab so we can add a new client to our business. We can click right here on New Client. Let's make up a client's name, Betty Boop. Her company's name is called Old Timies. We can also add a made-up email and a made-up phone number as well. We can add specific settings to specific clients. If we want to send reminders, for example, we're going to leave that on no right now. We can also specify if this client gets late fees charges or not. Let's say that she does. We can specify which percentage we can add if they pay on a late fashion. I think 5% is fair. And you can specify how many days after due date the client will get this additional charge. I'm going to leave it on 30 days and let's click on done. We can also change the currency and the language of this specific client. Let's say that this client is a French client. So we're going to use the euro. Click on done. And on the last option right here, we can specify if we want to let our client to attach a PDF with the invoice. Let's do that. I think it would help us be more organized. And let's click on done. Once you're done adding all of the different parts of your client, you can click on save. And just like that, we have our first client set up on FreshBooks. Now let's say that we want to create an invoice. We can use some templates or we can create an invoice from scratch. We can add a logo. For example, I want to use a bike. For this logo, we can select a client from the clients that we created previously. Since we only have Betty Boop right now, we're gonna click her. Since she lives in France, the invoice is gonna be in French. We can add lines right here with specific charges in this invoice. Let's say she bought a house from us because we're in the construction business. We can say that it cost 350,000 euros. Now let's say that she also bought some tiling for one of her houses. And let's say that that cost her 5,000 euros. As you see, FreshBooks is going to automatically add the different values to this total value on the top. You can also add a line if you just click on this amount right here, and it's going to be created on the list on the bottom. Let's add a third item. Let's say she bought some wood and that cost her 10,000 euros. So right now we have 365,000 euros as a total. We can also change the number of the invoice. This is the first invoice that we're sending her, so we're gonna leave it in 1. You can also change the date in which the invoice was created and the date in which the invoice needs to be paid. You can leave it on the date of the issue, so if we send it today, she needs to pay today. We can specify how many days after the invoice is created it needs to be paid on, let's say 45 days. So it's going to be on the 10th of August, or we can click on a specific date using the calendar right here. Let's leave it for my birthday, the 28th of August. And right here on the right, we have some additional options we can play around with. For example, we can specify if we want to accept online payments or not. You can add different accounts depending on your business. You can change the styling of the invoice. You can change the color of the font. You can change the type of the font. Let's say we want to use classic. I like modern a bit better, so I'm going to leave it like that. And we can also change the settings that we've already added to the specific clients. So if we want to send reminders to her, we can click on this option right here. I'm gonna leave it on no. We can change the late fees percentage. We said that it was gonna be 5% after 30 days. Let's leave it like that. And we can change the currency for the invoice to be changed as well. For example, if we click in English, everything will be changed to English. If we change the currency to Canadian dollar, that is gonna be the new currency on our invoice. Let's leave it on euros, and I'm French because I like that she lives in France. And once you've done your invoice, you can save it. Right now, this is a draft because we haven't sent it to any clients that we have on Freshbooks. But if we click on send to, it's gonna be taking us to this tab right here. Automatically, Freshbooks is gonna add the email attached to our client. We can add a subject and we can add a description of the invoice. We can also add a PDF version of this invoice because they're gonna be seeing a link to the Freshbooks link. If we add PDF, they're gonna have it on their computer locally as well. And once we're done, we can send the invoice. Right now, the invoice 1 was sent by email. And if we go back to the clients tab, Freshbooks is gonna tell us how much money we are owed. We have only sent this invoice, so we're owed that invoice of 365,000 euros as of now. And in order for you to receive your payments, you can click on this tab on the left that says payments. We can click on this plus sign right here, and right here we can add the invoices for us to receive the payments. We only have this invoice as of now. This is the amount that is owed to us. We can specify the type of payment. Let's say that we want to receive it in a check, and we can click on the done button right here. So this payment is going to be added to the list of payments on our tab. It specifies the amount and how we're going to get paid. If we want to edit the payment, we can click on this pencil right here. And let's say we want to change it to bank transfer. And just like that, this payment is going to be done to a bank that we specify on our payments tab. Those are some of the basic functions that you can use Typeform with. As you see, creating an invoice is really easy. The invoice that Freshbooks creates is really appealing and is really well organized for your clients to understand. It can help you send the invoice directly to your client, or you can send it on a PDF form. So you have those two options. Creating and adding clients is really easy, as you saw as well. We took less than 10 minutes to create this fictional company and this fictional client to get a payment from. I am really curious to know if you guys have already used Freshbooks. I want to read all of your comments down below. Once again, if you want to use deeper tools that Freshbooks has to offer, you can use the affiliate links that we have on the description down below. If you like these tutorials, please consider subscribing to the channel. We have a bunch of other tutorials on the YouTube channel. Once again, my name is Santiago. Thank you guys very much for being here, and see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.